Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Just adjust this. Fantastic. Hope you can all hear me. Thumbs up if you can hear me. Fantastic, brilliant. Leon, can you hear me? Are you there?
Of course I can, Mr. Daly. How the devil are you? Hello, everyone.
Very well. We're just going to let it run for about a minute as some people join. What have you been up to today? More golf?
No golf today. No, helping a new team member sign their first customer, which was very nice.
Okay, cool.
Their first appointment. They joined this morning, so that was quite good.
And was that down on the south coast or?
Do you know, I've no idea where I am, where anybody is, but it's all good. And one day, when I'm a big boy, I'll be just like you.
Oh, fantastic. It's worth pointing out, by the way, that I just noticed Leon's got a map of the world behind him, and so that is not a requirement to build a business. And I think Leon thinks the world's flat anyway. So it doesn't.
Well, one thing I will say to you, ask me where any of those places are. I don't know. That's why I got a map, because I don't know where anywhere is, folks. So there we go. Fantastic. You don't have to be clever to do this business.
No, that is quite cool. I'm just going to switch off my light because I'm conscious.
Oh, hello. There's another map of the world. I've just noticed.
Yes, there's one behind me. I hope you can all see. Oh, it is a bit dark. Let me do something else here. Just talk amongst yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yes.
Anyone like to hear a joke before we start? Yeah? Should we do a joke?
You want to do a joke? Is it clean?
Okay. I don't mind. I can do a joke. I only know one joke.
Oh, okay. Go on.
Please just give us a wave if you want to hear my one joke. I'll do. One person wave. That's enough for me. Evening, Stav. So John is in Dublin and he's a little bit lost. And he sees a very elderly gentleman at the side of the road. And he goes up and says, I don't know if you can help me, but can you tell me the quickest way to get to Cork? And the old chap looks at him and says, will you be driving or walking? And John says, driving. And the Irish guy says, that'll be the quickest way.
Is that it?
That's it. That's it. It's as good as it gets. Good night, folks.
Fantastic. Yeah. Right. With that in mind, I am going to get on to this. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Lloyd Daly here from sunny Winslow, and we've got Leon on the call today. And what we're going to go through, there's lots of things happening in the business, and I'm reminded that in our business, we have to do appointments, and as Deborah Phillips always reminds me, without appointments, we don't actually have a business. We don't have anything. And it struck me that recently I've been hearing just some people saying, they're going to do appointments, and, sometimes people say yes, and sometimes people say something that isn't yes. And we're just wanting some tips on how to get people to say yes a little bit more often. And I remember conversations with Leon gone by, and then last week Leon and I were at the same event, and it reminded me that Leon gets most people to join the discount club. So we had that discussion, and we thought we'd do a call just to get some sort of like hints and tips. And I have to say, Leon, who is a group leader going on to senior group leader, and are you in the 400 plus club as yet? 400 personal customers? Sort of, sure?
Almost.
By the end of the
week. Depends who you ask. But yeah, we're getting that way.
Okay, and multiple holiday winner and all that. It will take the whole call to go through what Leon's achieved. So we're just going to make an assumption that he knows what he's sort of talking about when it comes to doing appointments. But more importantly, is getting someone to join the discount club. Okay, and we talked earlier, and Leon said, well, his conversion rate was quite high, so I thought he'd like to come on and share some top tips of what he does in order to get prospects joining the discount club. So I'm going to turn it over to Leon for about well, however long he needs, and then we're going to come back and probe a little bit and ask him some questions and see what we can get from it. So Leon, over to you.
Oh, thank you, and good evening. It's great to see so many people on this night. As Lloyd will tell you, when you do team calls and things on Zoom like we're doing now, you're never quite sure who's going to turn up. You're never even quite sure if your guest's going to turn up. So well done, everyone, for being on the call. And I'm just going to start with where I started over 7 years ago, and very quickly I started to hear various people say the same thing over and over again, which is a lot of people say yes, and maybe a lot of people say something that isn't yes, as Lloyd likes to say. And after a few months and then a few years, I started to find that rather interesting, because first of all, let me say, yes, we are all going to get no's, something that isn't yes right at that moment from time to time, because that's just life, and there's always going to be circumstances. There will always be exceptions to the rule. However, what we want is for the rule to be the majority of people say yes, because I don't know about you guys, but my personal belief is that there must be nothing more disheartening than giving up maybe 2-3 hours of the time that you have decided to do appointments and coming away with nothing. And then to take that stage further, doing 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 12, 15 appointments in a row, and all of the time coming away with nothing. So are we all on the same page with a thumbs up that that can be quite disheartening? Okay, great. So I set about a personal goal maybe 5 years ago, maybe a bit more, I'm not 100% sure. And it took me a long time to get to where we are now within the company, and have a fantastic presentation now which shows various things. I just wanted to share a little bit of a journey. So Lloyd, if I'm allowed to, yes, I can share my screen. I see. Sure. There we go. And let's do that there. So, let's try that then. Let's try that. Okay. So hopefully you will see that there. This is the first slide in our presentation, and the most important thing that I believe that this was my mission, and it took me 3.5 years to do, is that we are a discount club. And if you start from that point of view, if you start from that mindset, things become very much simpler in the world that I occupy, and I aim to help as many people as I possibly can. Because in this world that I believe can help, we are not an energy company, we are not a phone and broadband company, we're not a mobile company, we're not an insurance company, we're a discount club. And when you start from that point of view, as I said, things can become easier. Now, just to give you a little idea, these 3 things that we have, the free LED light bulbs, the Gourmet Society, and the cashback card, those 3 things combined together can do some amazing things. And here are the current cashback card partners. I'm going to come back to a little bit about that in a little while, but also remember that as well as all of those, we have the 2,000 plus online partners, and now of course we have basically every shop, whether it's your local corner shop, whether it's buying petrol from anywhere, it doesn't matter. And there we see where we collectively are all aiming to be. And this line here is one of the things that I massively advocate. Before looking at the bills, we've got £300, £400, £500 worth of light bulbs. We have hundreds of pounds worth of cash back. You've only got to eat out once a month, maybe go to the cinema every now and then, and that's hundreds of pounds worth of savings using the gourmet card. So the average family is now saving the best part of £1,000, maybe more, before we've even looked at the bills. There's some other things on this slide which also lead to referrals. That's not for today's call. It's all about people saying yes to something. Yes, we would like them to be partners and we'd like to be customers. Our aim is to make sure that the majority of time we're not walking away from an appointment without some kind of yes. Now, I want to tell you a little story. Lloyd joined the business before I would imagine anybody of us on the call. In fact, probably before the company started, Lloyd was already on board.
The last century.
Yes. And when I started this process, we didn't have the LED light bulbs. We didn't have the gourmet card. The only thing that we had that, in my mind, truly differentiated us. Yes, we had great customer service. Yes, we had some price promises, etc. But our jewel in the crown, as we used to call it, and maybe some people still do, was the cashback card. So, that being a discount club, on every appointment, and Stav, I can see is on the call, he will have heard me talk about this before. This is what I used to say to people. And in fact, what I'll do, excuse me, I will go back a couple of slides. We didn't have this. The only thing we had was, well, there's £400 to £500 off your bills. So we'll set you up a free account so that you start getting some of this money back straight away. And I will cover that again in a few moments. Now, looking at this slide, it's not just that amazing cashback. It's all these other things before looking at the bills. And if you start from that mindset, it can have a real impact. But we didn't have those, we just had those. And we are literally a discount club. So in my world, anyone can join, because even if someone right now through their personal circumstances can only take one service, they can still join the discount club, still get cash back in at least 50 shops, in at least 2,000 online partners, and maybe if they take a few more services anywhere else as well. So that's the kind of basis on what I want to get across on this call for you guys tonight, is the fact that in your mind, everyone is going to join the discount club, because as long as they are having something, then they can definitely benefit. And of course, what we all want, and over 70% of customers are, is Daffy Gold. But there will always be occasions where that can't happen. The timing may not be quite right. So just to give you a couple of lines which may or may not help, and even if they're just things that go into your subconscious, one of the things that I've said a couple of times already on this call is, so whatever happens, let's set you up a free account so you can start getting some of this money back straight away. And I must have said that 1,000 times. It can really, really get into people's heads that they're joining something special, and they can join no matter what happens. And just to cover one more, this is something I've been using over the last maybe 3 to 4 months, which is, if somebody asks you what you do or how you can help, maybe you're involved in some kind of networking, I can pretty much guarantee that 1, 2, or even 3 of your bills will disappear forever. And I know that from helping hundreds of people join the discount club. If you just think about it, even if someone just took a £10 SIM card, the odds are they can get back at least £10 worth of cash back. So that's why I can pretty much guarantee that either 1, 2, or maybe even 3 of your bills will disappear.
No. Not shed time, it's bedtime.
So that covers a bit about the discount club. And before I open up the call, if Lloyd wants to a few questions, I believe that Doroteya is on the call. Lloyd, can you find Doroteya in the list? Is she there?
You're challenging me now.
I am.
Well, Doroteya, if she's on the call and she can hear, she can just unmute herself, and that would the easiest way of finding her. We do have about 40 people on.
Hello, I'm here.
Hello, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
Very good. And when Lloyd asked me to do this call, there was one person, there was a few, but there was one person that sprang into my head. And Doroteya, you're not part of my team, are you?
No.
And you're not part of Lloyd's team?
No.
Unfortunately not.
Fortunately?
I think he meant unfortunately.
Oh.
I think he said unfortunately. We met Houston, we had a problem. So, Doroteya, do you just want to just kind of say hi? And what I'd love for you to just share in a couple of minutes is just over a year ago, based on what I was just talking about, where you were with your appointments and then where you got to and where you are now.
Yes, hello everybody. I have been in the business for about 2.5 years now, but probably I was struggling with appointments and getting people to sign up. And by no means I am the fastest growing business in the business, but talking to Leon about a year or more ago really helped. And the one line I'd never leave out now on every appointment I go is talking about the 3 key benefits and how much the 3 main benefits would save the customer, the potential customer, before they even look at the bills.
Brilliant. So you're focusing on all that stuff, and it's there in the appointment, in the slides, in black and white, and it says it at the top, before we've even looked at the bills, this is how much you're going to save. Is that right?
That's right, yes.
Right. And I'm guessing that from time to time, there are people that you have helped where they may not be able to take all of the services.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And do you still find that from time to time, they still join the discount club?
Yeah. I've had someone with, they only took a mobile, but they actually get paid every month just because of using their cash back.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things I like to say is, if someone doesn't join the discount club, how many services can they add to their account later? And the answer to that is, well, probably none, because they've made a decision not to have that account set up. Whereas as long as they've got a free account with us, with whatever it is they can take. Remember, most people now, the company stats show that over 70% of new customers are Daffy Gold. So it's somewhere between 20 and 30%, a much lower number, who aren't Daffy Gold but can all still join in some way, shape or form the discount club, as long as we position it that way. Because can I have a quick show of hands to everybody who's out there, anyone who has woken up and suddenly found that a customer, without them being involved, has added more services to their customer account? Right, that's pretty much everyone that I can see on the screen. And that's because they had already got involved. So, Doroteya, just to finish off, just over a year ago, you were at a point where I think you had quite a number of no's in a row. Do you just want to tell people, since you incorporated all the savings before looking at the bills, where you and the family are about to go in a few weeks' time?
Woohoo! Disney, here we come.
Hey, brilliant. And it's very nice that, you know, we were kind of involved in getting that mind change, that shift. Do you think that Disney would have happened without that shift in where you led people in appointments?
I'd like to say yes, but definitely talking to you over a year, probably a year and a half ago, I'm really grateful because it has really helped me.
Brilliant.
Really helped me.
We're really grateful that you came on the call with very short notice, and thank you for sharing, because it's always good for people. It's great when someone like myself or Lloyd or other people who've been around for a long time say things, but you know what? It's even more powerful when someone like yourself, who was maybe having some challenges in appointments, who then found something through whatever means, his work, is happy to share with people, especially those people who aren't in your team. So thank you so much for sharing this evening. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for your advice.
Yeah, you are more than welcome. And that's the great thing about this business, before we open up the call, is the fact that Lloyd, myself, we've all been given advice by lots of people, whether they're upline, downline, crossline, clothesline. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever. We're all still continually and constantly learning. So thank you, Doroteya, for sharing with everyone, and feel free to mute yourself now if you any background noise, etc. So, cool. Lloyd, over to you.
Right, okay, so from that, before I take any questions, and if anybody has got any questions, first of all, if you can use the chat facility and ask a question there, we'll see if we can cover that, or if you can send me a message on WhatsApp. I can multitask, so we can look at that as well. But I want to get straight into it, Leon, and say, so from what I've heard, what you're saying is, and Doroteya, is very early on in the presentation, you're actually guiding people and planting the seed that whatever happens tonight, they can join the free discount club and start accessing some savings. Is that right? Is that where we're going with this?
That is correct, because the second that somebody's account is live, they can start using the cashback wizard with all the online shopping. Okay. So it is literally from minute one, as long as they have an account number.
So that's the mindset, and we plant that seed, and okay, they can have a free account. At some stage, we get onto the Join the Club website and we start going through the figures and all that sort of stuff. So let's have a look then, because one of the common things I hear is that, oh yeah, they loved everything, but you know, our energy came out higher, or they were in a contract, or you know, something like that. So let's say we planted that seed, we've gone along, we come out, we put their figures in, and let's say, for instance, their energy comes out higher. How do you handle that?
Okay, so we've already established that there's potentially £1,000 plus worth of savings. Now, it's well documented in Utility Warehouse history that when we just had the cashback card, I was probably the biggest advocate of doing the cashback challenge. I did, and Lloyd will remember, maybe a few others on the call, there were some videos I did with ways of doing the cashback challenge, how to ask the questions in a way that you get the exact answers rather than guesstimates, or get answers that were realistic. And I have to say, since we had the new presentation with the 3 things, I haven't done a cashback card for probably the best part of cashback challenge for the best part of 2 years, maybe longer, because I feel I don't need to. So we've already established that. Now, one thing I'd say is, in my experience, especially now where we are now with the new 2-year fix that came in a few weeks ago, but in my experience, no matter where we've been, it is very, very, very rare that both at the same time, our electricity and our gas are both more expensive than where the customer currently is. What I've found is that most people who say our energy was more expensive, occasionally one of them, maybe the gas, maybe the electricity, is higher. And what most people don't do is actually look at each one individually and remember that you can become a Daffy Gold customer with just one energy service. What tends to happen with some people is once they see that collectively the energy is more expensive, the whole thing falls apart.
Okay, let me just touch on that point, and so I understand what you're saying. So you're in front of me, and it's come out that the energy, the gas is £50 more, the electricity is £50 less. Are you saying that what you then say is, well, let's go forward with the electricity and leave the gas where it is?
Depending on exactly where the money is. If it was 50 and 50, I guess I might have the conversation as, do you want to just keep together it? To be honest, your cashback's going to cover this anyway. If it was 300,
right? Okay.
Absolutely, I would be saying, because one thing that I think that shows is how open and honest we are as a company. Do you know what? The best thing for you is to leave that where it is. Okay. The great news is you still benefit from everything. Okay,
fantastic. I think that's quite a bit of a change from where most people are. Actually saying that, well, actually leave that where it is, and let's have a look at your electricity. You still have light bulbs and still have everything, and let's go forward with that.
And can I say as well, a similar scenario would be someone has just moved in to their brand new house.
Okay.
And 2 weeks ago, they just had fibre broadband fitted, and they've just bought the entire family new iPhone 10s.
Right. Okay.
We have nowhere to go in that scenario apart from, let's just do your energy, because you're going to get all that money back from your cash back, and later down the line, you can add some more stuff.
Okay. So this really is now a bit of a mind shift. Instead of we need to get quips, it's we need to get them on the discount club somehow with whatever service, and even if it means building later, that's okay.
Absolutely. And remember, we don't do customer appointments anymore, and we don't do distributor appointments anymore. We do an appointment.
Okay.
So guess what? You can still have a person join the discount club with one service and could end up being a Lloyd Daly in your team.
Yeah, well, that may work out or not. But I'm just trying to get my head around the fact that the mindset you have isn't necessarily, I need to get these people on a quip or anything. It's they need to join the discount club. But then 70% of them end up becoming a Daffy Gold anyway.
Correct, because why wouldn't you if you can? And we're guiding them to that.
Yeah. We've just had a question here, just a point, and I'm going to cover it from Nat and John, I think it is, to say we have to pay £2 for the cashback card each month. So the free account is £2. I guess we're looking at that and saying, well, if we're using the card, we're going to get cash back. That is assuming we're going to cover £2. Is that your thinking?
Correct. The way that I position the £2 is £2 comes off of your cash back. So let's say, for example, you get back £28 cash back. It was really 30, but £2 comes off as an admin fee. Who cares?
Okay. So another question I've just had, and we'll cover it if that's okay, is that the understanding was you could only get Daffy Gold with one energy if the other energy wasn't available, i.e. they didn't have gas. Are you saying that's not the case now? You can still take one energy even if it's available?
As long as you have one energy service, in my experience, you can still be a Daffy Gold, and it doesn't even have to be electricity to get the light bulbs, as long as you have an energy service.
Okay, so that's prompted another question there. If you're taking gas and not the electricity, will the system adjust the quote? Because obviously when we quote with the light bulb, it takes the reductions of the electricity. If we're not having the electricity, that all works out for us, doesn't it?
System does what it needs to do. The gas price still stays roughly the same. There's only a couple of pounds in it.
Fantastic. Now, some of the benefits I'm thinking is if you're getting a higher rate of people saying yes, you know, in your experience with your team and yourself, what does that do to the confidence and motivation to do more appointments?
That's a really good question, Lloyd. And I think my initial answer would be most people like to win at things, do well at things, and we're taught that not doing so well doesn't make us feel as good. Okay. And starting from the mindset, as you said earlier, when I press a doorbell and I hear a doorbell ring, I think Daffy Gold every time I press it. That's where I'm starting. That's what everybody's going to take, and there will be the odd exception to the rule. But having that mindset that everyone's going to be a Daffy Gold, for some reason, most people are.
Excellent. Another question here. Do you follow up with the customers that only take one or two services?
Personally, maybe not as much as I should. I'm too busy focusing on helping more people, showing more people the presentation, because that's what I believe is our role. Our role is to show the 10 to 12 minute presentation and show them how the money works.
I think it was Danny LaFlamme, 500 Plus Club member, who said, say less to more people.
Sounds like a good advice to me. Of course, if it's someone you know and there's some news out and you've got some extra time to maybe upgrade some people, I'm sure I've done it in the past, but it's not my primary focus. My primary focus is getting in front of people and showing the appointment.
But people do have the option to annually, if you've got somebody who's not taking all the services, just to recheck where they are and whether they want to take additional services. So
absolutely. And remember, the company are continually drip feeding our customers on their bill, and an awful lot of the time, you may or may not know that what's written in one of the boxes on the bill can be targeted to that customer. So if they haven't got a mobile service, it might mention something about mobile. If they haven't got phone and broadband, it might mention that if they do that, etc. So it doesn't happen all the time, but it has happened in the past and can happen from time to time that the bills are personalised.
Just a quick point, and thank you, Maggie, for bringing it up. Of course, if they only take one service, they can't get the new Visa card.
Yeah.
Can they still get the old one? Is the old one still?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, everyone can get a cashback card. I don't know at this point if it's the new one that doesn't do the thing or they get the old one. From the minute they have an account number, we can be helping them and showing them how the cashback wizard works, which is something that I spend literally 2 or 3 minutes with every single person, because it just blows people's mind, the fact that they can start doing that straight away.
Cool, fantastic. And I think somebody's just confirmed with the with one service, you get the cashback card, but it's only the partners, you don't get the 1%. So that's fantastic that somebody confirmed that. So just recapping, because we're coming to the end of the call, it's gone so quickly. I like the phrase, whatever happens today, we can get you a free discount club membership and start getting some of this money back. Is that the sort of
you can play around with the words, it doesn't have to be robotic, but and it's the kind of thing, like everything, that when you start to do it, it may feel a little strange. Now, to me, that is the most obvious thing in the world to say. So whatever happens, we'll set you up a free account so you start getting back some of this money straight away. You see how fast I say it? It's because I've said it hundreds, if not thousands of times, and it's just like brushing your teeth. So if that's something that you feel could help you, like it's maybe helped others, then just start practicing it, buddy up, talk to people, and practice it.
Yeah. Now, just before we close, just trying to get that in your mind, and just I'm conscious there's going to be some greens on the call who maybe want some stats and stuff like that. Not obviously me, but in terms of you going and do appointments, then how many appointments and what's your ratio from getting people to join the discount club?
Well, not being a detailed person, how would I know? However, one of the things I've been an advocate for is as close to 100% of people should be joining the discount club. Yes, we need team members to come on board, and that's brilliant. Now we have an appointment to show people.
Mm-hmm.
I would say if you're, I don't know what the answer to that is. I know that the majority of people that I see become saving money, making money, or both.
Yeah.
That question should, if it hasn't already, have changed your business. And the reason I say that in the last few minutes that we have is because when Lloyd, myself, others started this business, it was, do you want to give it a go? Two choices. Do you want to give it a go or you don't want to give it a go? What you should be finding if you're asking that question, do you want to save money, make money, or both? And see what I did there, that was very purposeful, save money, make money, or both. You should be finding that the get out for the person you're sitting with is, I'll just save money, thanks.
Okay.
So they should already have been pre-sold then. At that point, they bought into the fact that they are just going to be saving money. Please do that for me. Okay,
Leon, I want to thank you very much, and also Doroteya for coming on the call. This call is being recorded, so I will send out the recording, because I think this has actually got vital information that can change the way people are doing appointments and the response and results they're getting from the appointment. We haven't got time to go into it, but I know you said earlier it's just an appointment, so we talk about the business as well, and we get a percentage that sign up in terms of the business as distributors. So maybe we'll touch on that another time. But I think the message from today is just go out and see as many people as you can and get them a membership to our free discount club, where they can save lots and lots of money. And if we show it in the right place, some people will take one or two services, some people may take no services, some people will take Daffy Gold services. But what we should get is an increased number of people becoming a member of the discount club, which should give us confidence to go and see some more and ask for referrals. We haven't even had time to touch on referrals. I know that's a big part of your business, and so go and learn that. So thank you very much for that information, Leon, and thank you, Doroteya, for your contribution. We're going to be signing off now. Just a quick reminder, MAD is on the horizon. I think we're a few weeks away from MAD, so if you've not booked for MAD as yet, get your tickets, and we'll see you in either Harrogate or what's the other place? Cheltenham, I think it is. So have a great evening. Go and do some appointments, and do feedback to myself, Leon, Stav, Doroteya, whoever's in your business, on how this new line's working for you and what you're getting out of it. So thank you for attending, and we'll see you all soon.
See you, mad folks.
Thanks.